What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Weezy. Welcome to Jay Weezy's World. So I'm looking clean still. I had those holiday pictures a few days ago. Happy holidays, folks. It is Saturday, December 13th, and you know what? I forgot my headband, and we're headed to the gym. It's like Samson's hair. It's my strength. I think I'll be fine. So it is what it is. So today is a pool day. I'm feeling good, feeling blessed, feeling thankful. I hope you guys are. I hope you guys are having a good holiday. And again, if you like the channel, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support, and much love to all of you guys out there. So I mentioned in my previous videos, my gym of 20 years is closed this past Thursday. It is done. They have other locations, but I am trying out a new gym this morning. It's about 9:45, so 9:48 in the morning to be exact. And I'm headed to Track Club Phoenix, which is in Track Club. I don't know if it's called Track Club Phoenix, but Track Club in downtown Phoenix. Super excited. The content looked dope, but obviously online versus reality could be a bit different. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up the directions. I know I'm relatively close, but not crazy close, so I'll need some of the smaller details. Again, it is downtown, so you know, parking's validated, what have you. So let's talk about it. One observation, first of all, and I don't know if this makes sense, if I'm sounding kind of crazy, but I didn't see a lot of bigger folks inside the content. I'm not really one that gets intimidated. I go in there, do my work. I'm not like somebody like, oh my God, the environment, I feel like I didn't belong. Nah, I'm in my own world when I'm getting after it. Whether that's the gym, the club, the golf course, wherever I'm at, I'm in my own world enjoying it. So, but what I will say is, like, the reason why I'm kind of bringing that up is, what I don't want is, like, if you're a bigger person, you understand. If you're not, you won't understand, potentially. Is I don't want to be chum in a pool of trainer sharks. No offense to all you trainers out there. Trust me, I'm not one that is going to be... I'm willing to take feedback, clearly, because I'm exposing myself online, doing my workouts. You have a lot of positive content. You have some that is really, some people can get offensive. For me, I appreciate you stopping by, showing some love, and leaving the comment. And again, if you want to follow your boy off of YouTube, you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, all the same username, Jay Weezy's World. So go ahead and give your boy a follow. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'd appreciate it. But the gym looks dope. It is more pricier than my previous gym. I looked at the day pass online. It's 25 bucks. I tried to buy the day pass online, and it was like, oh, fill out this form for a tour, and you know, elect to meet with one of our trainers. I don't want to meet with one of the trainers. I just want to go in there and get my workout in and go about my leisure. I want to learn about the gym, but I could do that by walking around, seeing what kind of equipment you guys have. And trust me, based on all the videos on TikTok, the people that have done videos have described the gym well enough to where I can understand what's kind of going on there and what you guys have to offer. Because admittedly, I'm an overly nice guy at times. So if a trainer's coming up to me and wants to talk about signing up for a membership, or for a one, a membership, or two, a program to work out with them, or sessions, I'm gonna tell them no. But I just don't like, like, now there's a weird vibe if I come back and you're like, well, you should have signed up type of. Nah, man, let me do my thing. I feel like I'm doing all right. I'm making progress. So the day pass is 25 bucks. They do a couple things: a day pass, a 3-day pass, a week pass, and a monthly pass. The day pass is 25 bucks, which I don't think is bad. The 3-day is 75. The week is, I think, 100. I might be wrong about the 3-day, but the monthly, you can do a month pass, a 1-month pass for 125 bucks, which isn't cheap, by all means. The membership, if you do a solo membership by yourself, it is $99 a month, or you could do a solo and bring a guest, which is $100 a month, or sorry, $145 a month. And the gym though is 24 hours, which that's something that I'm interested in, is a gym that has more expanded hours. And not that the previous gym didn't have solid hours, because obviously based on the content you guys see, it worked. But with my new schedule, which has impacted my, I'm not going to say ability to film, because like the filming isn't the time consuming part. It's the editing, it's the posting, it's the uploading, it's the rendering. And really, like, it's just been a busy week. We had our year-end celebration at work, and there's so much going on. And I have, I'm a manager where I'm at, and so I have a lot of people that report to me. And so it's just, honestly, like the mental capacity or the mental workout to manage people and a big set of people. That's why the gym is important to me, so I can go there, decompress. But sometimes it's like I don't really feel like this week I was burnt. I'll just say that. So this week I was burnt, and so I didn't really feel much besides maybe some meal stuff. So that being said, I am interested to see what the vibe is and decipher what I want to go ahead and do. This upcoming week I'm going out to Chicago with the wife for some Christmas stuff. Looking forward to that. And so the timing is a bit different, a bit awkward, because my membership at the previous gym is up at the end of this month, which I can still go to the other locations. But I'm going to take advantage of the time between now and then to hit a few different spots. And you know what? I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go to a gym and check it out, I want to upscale a little bit if I can. So we'll see. We'll check out the vibes. Again, it's pool day, downtown Phoenix. If you've never been to Phoenix, go to downtown Phoenix. Scottsdale is cool. Like, Scottsdale's all right. But downtown Phoenix, for me, is where it's at. You got a lot more diversity. You have, just a whole different vibe. Everything you want to do, from clubs to bars to food, everything. Where for me, Scottsdale is more of a, it's way more uptight. Like, it's just, anyways. So I'll see you guys in the gym here in a minute. All right, big man, let's go ahead and get this pool day in. So I'm going to get things started off with a seated low row with my hands vertical. And you guys will see here in just a few minutes a different angle. I am taking my time with this workout today. It is going to be a little bit of a longer view as far as the workout, because I want you guys to take this ride with me. And today I am like a kid in a candy store. I was a little bit nervous being in a different setting, but once I kind of got locked in, I was super excited. And you kind of go through the motions, working with different equipment. um, how's the seat feel? How's the depth feel as far as the pad? How's the weight feeling? And this is, again, all Arsenal equipment. The weight definitely felt heavier. It felt great. And the machines felt fantastic. And what you may or may not notice here is this particular machine is built in a way to where when you're pulling back through your elbows are staying tight, and that orange bar right there on the side is kind of close to you, so you can't necessarily just flare out your elbows. At least for me, it's not. And I like that the aspect of that aspect of the machine, because if you're somebody who's new to the gym, it definitely is going to force you to have decent form. And for myself, I liked it because I was really feeling it, a nice stretch in my lats. So I did one warm-up set off camera, and the first initial set you guys saw a moment ago was my second set with the 45, and I figured, hey, let me go ahead and throw a 25 on and get this work-in set in. I'm going to do 3 work-in sets. If you don't know what a work-in set is pretty much where you're, almost at 100%, not 100%, but your actual workout, right? It's not the warm-up. I primed up those muscles in the back to go ahead and get ready for these rows. Now I'm doing my work-in sets. So it's 3 sets, 10 to 12 repetitions. And I am going to show you guys a different angle here in a moment, because I want to show you guys the grip variations that are on this. It's pretty sweet. I love it, and I think you guys will have an appreciation for it once you see it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take off the 25s. Get away, Z. Get away, Z. Was feeling it. Again, Kennedy Candy Store. So, took off the 25 and put on a 45. Now, one thing I will say is that there wasn't just like it was like the right of amount of equipment and the right of amount of plates. I'm not trying to sound like I'm on a in the honeymoon phase because I didn't sign up to the gym. I am going to be visiting other gyms before I make any kind of concrete decision on what I'm going to do. But I'm saying this because a lot of the gyms that I've been to, there's just a ton of plates and they're kind of all over the place. And the people here were putting the weights back where they belonging in its right area, but it wasn't just a ton. So in each area, you really kind of be cognizant of how many plates you're um, grabbing. Not that you're going to be minimized, but like a guy came over to me because you had a bunch of 45s that were racked on here. Hey, can I grab one of these? So most of the weights are on the machines versus like a weight rack. So hope that made sense. Kind of feel like I was a little bit back and forth. But getting into my second work-in set here, it's feeling good. Lats were feeling good. And then I'm going to switch up the angle so you guys can see the hand variation. And it allows you to do three or actually more than three different variations. So as you guys can see right here, there is a high bar, the bar that I'm grabbing vertically, the one that's to the left of my hand, which you can grab and do a kind of a overhand, and then you have the third one below that where you can either do an overhand or you might just be brave enough to go ahead and grab it in reverse and then pull back. But I thought it was pretty dope in the fact that there was different hand variations on this one versus like it's simple. It's not a huge big machine and it's big and bulky. It's they built it in a way that was simplified in my opinion. But not only can you adjust the seat up and down, but of course you guys can see probably that black stick that's in front of me. You can adjust how much uh, forward you are or backwards you are on the machine. So that way, if you know you have longer arms or shorter arms, what kind of stretch you want to get, so on and so forth. Now, the guy that's right there to the left, I believe he's one of the personal trainers here. I mentioned him later on in the video, but he's actually going to help you boy out. I'm a short king. This pull down, the pull down is super tall. And so if you don't have it clamped in a certain way, I'm not going to reach it. And so they wrote, can you pull this down? He's, yeah, no problem, man. I got you. So next thing I'm doing here is a reverse grip pull down. The goal is 3 sets of 8 to 10 because I did go heavier. I like to use this easy bar curl. I believe some people call it a cambered curl, a cambered bar. Reason being is you see I'm grabbing it not really in the middle where the dip is, but kind of on the sides a little bit because it's less stress on my wrists. It's something that I picked up from Chris Gethin. If you don't know Chris Gethin, Google him. It's Krisgethin. A lot of great tutorials that I learned back when I was younger, and uh, just just a lot of good content for you to be able to learn from if you're somebody who's new. But 3 sets, 8 to 10, felt really good. Now, next, I'm going to be doing straight arm pull downs, and for me, in my humble opinion, because clearly I'm no trainer, but straight arm pull downs in tandem with some nice reverse grip pull downs, you're really going to feel a nice pump in those golf balls or tennis balls, aka your wings, them good Red Bulls. So, going to pump a lot of blood inside there. And I think for me, straight arm pull downs is one of the best movements to kind of create those wings. So, if you're not doing this or using a rope to pull through, or doing dumbbell pullovers or cable pullovers, you know, you're leaving some gains on the table. Integrate those, you'll be able to make some gains. So, a bit of a different angle here. What I wanted to kind of show you is if you look at my elbow, and I know I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, if you look at my elbow, I'm taking my elbows and I'm pulling through my elbows where I'm driving just to my back or my side because you want to be able to drive through your body as much as you can and get that squeeze at the bottom because that is where you're going to be able to get that development, have a nice stretch, and then squeeze at the bottom. And you're not going to be doing a lot of weight either, so good luck with that. So moving over to the reverse pec deck, and if you see me talking, it's because I'm talking to my wife. She gave me a quick call. what I loved about this pec deck is if you look at the arms aren't flaring around. I feel like at the previous commercial gym that I was at, and I didn't really appreciate it until today, that the machine is forcing your form in a way, in my opinion, uh, it's you can't necessarily move it or swing the arms to where it's going to force you to have, in my opinion, right, the proper form and making sure you're doing it right. So when you pull out, it kind of flares up a little bit. So when you're getting to your back, it has a nice squeeze on your rear delts. And if you look, it kind of angles up as you're pulling through. Down, angles up a little bit. I don't know if you can necessarily see it in the video, but I was loving it. So again, 3 sets, 10 to 12 repetitions, and this is going to wrap up the back portion of the pull workout. And yeah, pull workout. And I believe I was doing 100, 110 on these reverse flies. Not 100% because again, I was just caught up in being happy that, just using different equipment. So wipe this thing down, and they did have different wipe down stations around the gym, which was nice. Now, seated preacher curls. Look at this machine here. It's not just your simple cable machine. You see a cable there, but you also see that arm that is attached to the easy curl bar. It forces your, like, first of all, you keep your elbows down on the pad, and it's forcing you to extend all the way out versus that if it was just a cable and you're bringing it in closer to your chest or stomach, you're kind of cheating yourself a little bit. Where this machine is, when you're bringing it down, you're forced to come. You'll I choose to go all the way down, but I'm talking about how far you're going out to get that full stretch in the bicep. Man, I'm telling you, dudes, like this right here for me it was like challenging because the first I was like, okay, you feeling it out, and I was like, whoo, you feeling it out. You get to the next set, you're like, okay, I got an understanding. Okay, I'm ready to tango. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Now, you're not going to do a lot of weight. I think with the preacher, I'm usually doing about 80 or 90 pounds, which is not that impressive because I will say biceps are one of my weaker points. I think I had about 40, 50 on here, and it felt like double the weight. And so 3 sets, 10 to 12 repetitions was the goal for this. And me, I like to really make sure I focus in on biceps because, again, it is one of my weaker points from a strength perspective. And I like to get those peaks when I can. So when I do continue to lose weight, I can have a nice bicep peak. That's always the goal. I think everybody wants peaks, right? And so a little bit of a different angle. Now, you'll see to the left of me, that is who I mentioned earlier later on in the video. That's actually the gym owner right there. Dude was super chill. So shout out to him, Possible Pat. So getting in my last set, this is my third set, and I love the view, right? It's not just necessarily about the view and all that, right? The gym, the equipment's great. But it was a vibe, and I felt like just as I'm in there, everybody was in there with the same purpose. Go ahead and get this. Come on now. Push it. And so later on, I say there's a smoothie machine. No, if you look over to the left, it's actually a smoothie bar. So I want to correct myself. In the voiceover versus the car talk later, it's actually a smoothie bar where they have smoothies and you can get your cups, so on and so forth. So getting things off with biceps, the next set is, our next movement, I should say, is clearly seated hammer curls, 3 sets, 10 to 12 repetitions. And I prefer to do seated. That way I'm kind of taking out the motion, the side to side motion. I do like to do single arm, so side to side. I've mentioned in my videos before, sometimes what I'll do is I'll do the 1 2 1 2, or I'll do 1 1 2 2. So kind of switch up the repetition variation to kind of keep things simple. The youngster next to me a moment ago thought he was getting into my shot. I'm like, dude, this is all of our space, man. You don't have to walk in front of the camera as much as you want. So he was a pretty chill youngster. So I sound like an unk saying that kind of stuff. It's funny. But moving on to concentration curls. I only wanted to get 1 set of the camera curls on camera. It's pretty basic. But the concentration curls, they didn't have a concentration curl machine in here per se. And I could have done this seated, but I wanted to switch it up. I will do this every once in a while where it is a bent over concentration curl. And I'm going to get in a different angle here in just a moment. And it is a bit more challenging if you're not used to it, in my opinion, because you don't have your elbow pinned up against something. Your elbow has to stay straight as you're bent over. So if you look here in just a moment, you're going to see that my hand or my elbow is not pressed up against anything. So it's going to require you to have better form, or it's going to require you to stay in that one position locked in. I kind of got like a little gorilla stance going on right there. I don't know why that is, but keeping my elbow in one place and just pulling through my bicep. And so again, it's a lightweight. I think I was doing 15, 17.5, maybe. Yeah, 17.5 is what it was actually. So nothing crazy, but it felt amazing. And again, I did 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. And for me, when it comes to concentration curls, if I'm not using a machine where I can isolate it, I'll typically do this versus a seated where I have my elbow pinned against my thigh. I like these better when I'm not doing a machine. So again, getting it through, biceps were cooked at this moment, and I was feeling fantastic. And so this is going to go ahead and wrap up the push day in its entirety. And I just want to give you guys a quick little view of the gym. This is the other room. This is the legs. It's pretty much got everything. Um, everything you can just, squat racks, uh, everything. Was it the pendulum squat, right? Shout out to my boy Demi, pendulum squats. So this is another area by the cardio machines. Got a nice little area where you can get some cardio in, the kettlebells, treadmills, stairmasters, bikes. Now this is actually, I'm going to go through here, back through the leg area so I can take you guys outside. The leg presses where the individual legs, everything that's inside here. You got the press where you lay down, all of that stuff. So, and when I get out here, there's going to be a little bit of a glare, sorry. And then they actually have the basketball court there to the left. And then this is the outside workout area. All right, workout's done. I feel great. So let's talk about it a little bit. Go over a bit of a rating and about a couple different things. We'll talk about customer service, the equipment, and then just the overall vibe. So first of all, customer service, top notch. I'm going to give that 10 out of 10 just based on this first experience. I say that because when I first got there, there's actually a parking lot that's right next to the gym, and I didn't notice that you're not allowed to park there for the gym. It's actually right around the corner, maybe like a 2-minute walk. First of all, it's a vibe because one of the vintage markets is right next to it. There's like a farmer's market style vintage where you get vintage clothes right next to it. So, that music going and all that, just a downtown vibe. But I parked there, and so when I went inside and I told the young lady that I wanted to get a day pass, she's like, yeah, no problem. Have you been here before? Nope, it's my first time. Okay, how'd you find us? Da-da. So I signed the waiver. You have to sign a waiver, which is fine, right, in case you get hurt. And then $25 for the pass. And she was explaining to me, she's like, where'd you park? And I was like, oh, I parked right here. She's like, oh, they'll boot your car. We validate it. Here's the parking lot. So she walked me outside. She's like, you park right over there. Cool. Parked right over there. I came back in. And she gave me, I didn't ask for a tour. Like, it was very non-pressure. She's like, let me show you around real quick. Took me around so each room is different, right? You have a upper body room focused, and then you have a leg room, and then you have upstairs where the cardio equipment is, stairs, treadmills, and then they have like another like little green layout, which you guys have probably seen in the video. So, and then they have the outside, which I took some footage of with the basketball court, and then also a bunch of dumbbells, so a couple benches, and then a squat rack slash bench, right? I forget what those are called, like super rack or multi-dual rack or whatever it is. So I forgot my water bottle. So usually I have one of my 2 water bottles I'll take there. And so they have 3 water machines. They don't have water fountains. They have water machines. So she said if you don't have a water bottle, they have a smoothie station. You can grab a cup and then you can just, you know, keep refilling that. I was like, all right, cool. First of all, water was crisp, water was cold. But when I went up to the smoothie machine, you can actually, like there was nobody there. And you could tell the workers are actually kind of working out. And so one of the guys spotted me, came over and was like, hey man, you need anything? So yeah, can I get a cup? He's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, do you want some ice? No ice. And actually, the guy that helped me was this influencer right here. Don't know if you guys seen him online. Super chill. I wasn't gonna be like, hey, I recognize you from online, because it was just low key. So he was cool. I think he might be the owner. I might be wrong about that. But as I get my lift in, so obviously it's pull, and once I got over to the pull down machines, I was changing out the bar, and sorry, before I changed out the bar, like that's one thing I didn't necessarily like. With initially I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be difficult, is the pull down machine is extremely high, so you have to kind of lift the weight to get it pulled down. But once I figured that out, I was like, okay, no big deal. So it was just an issue, like, dang, like my brain was kind of we're trying to wrap around, okay, what do I do? So on, short king problems. But customer service, oh, my point with that though is, I think it was one of the trainers, his name was Cisco. Pretty sure he's one of the trainers. I was like, hey man, I didn't know he was a trainer. I just assumed because he was, you know, kind of directing a young woman there, you know, her workout. He was right next to me, and I was like, hey man, can I use your height? Can you grab this for me? So yeah, no problem, man. Anything you need, let me know. So that's what kind of let me know he was a coach, you know, in the way he was kind of acting. And so he grabbed it, he's like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, you know, and introduced myself, and he's like, my name's Cisco, just let me know if you need anything. Cool. So everybody there was super chill as far as the workers, super nice, and just super low key. And the equipment, fire. The layout, fire. It's not the biggest gym, like, and that's kind of the thing. It's not like an apartment gym, but it's also not, you know, the commercial gym I just came from, which is actually kind of nice because they have everything you, for the most part, you need. And everything was Arsenal equipment. Like, everything was Arsenal, and I'm telling you, like, it felt like the weight was heavier. And so it was a solid workout. I enjoyed myself. So the customer service is a 10 out of 10. I will give the equipment a 9 out of 10. No, I'm gonna give it it's a 10 out of 10. Reason why I was gonna say 9 out of 10 is because there's no like duplicates. So besides like bench, the other stuff is, you know, like you're pretty much, if it's taken, you move on to something else. So not a big deal, so you can make it work. So to be fair, I would say 10 out of 10. Let me give it a 9.5. 9, because if it's a busy day, which there was probably only about 15 people there, again, another plus. Overall, the vibe, the music was really good. And the lady at the front desk, the young lady, I was like, hey, do people record here? I'm playing stupid a little bit because I see clearly people online film, but I just don't know if it's like low key or kind of out in the open. She was like, no, you can film. She's like, people film here, so like if you see them pull out a tripod, just, you know, kind of just, you know, be respectful. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna record. And so she's like, all right, cool, yeah, do what you want to do. And she's like, yeah, a lot of, you know, bodybuilders and, you know, known people come here, and so, you know, they record, and it's just like an open thing, just everybody's respectful of each other's space. Cool. So music was fire, the aesthetic was dope. There's really nothing negative I took away from the vibe. Everybody was chill, mind their own business, and people, you know, like, hey, can I get this plate? Nobody was dropping weights. People were wiping the benches after themselves. So I'm gonna give the vibe a 10 out of 10, and the overall rating I'll probably give it is like a 9.5 out of 10, only again because of the whole duplicate thing, and that's pretty much it. So wife is calling me, I'm gonna give her a call back. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 200. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.